It is time for some Thanksgiving cozy mysteries. I have 10 of them for you. One of them, the very last one, probably isn't very cozy, but it had such a cute cover, so I threw it in anyway. Plus, it feels weird to say I have 9 books. 10 is just a better list number, right? No one wants 11, no one wants 9, but 10 is just perfect. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa, author of the Frosted Misfortunes Cozy Mystery Series starring my own little kitty cat, Lucky. On this channel, we talk all about mysteries, whether those are books, TV shows, or movies. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Tuesday. All right, let's get into that list. It is in no particular order, and a lot of these books are out of order. So I couldn't find a Thanksgiving cozy mystery series. Sometimes there are Christmas cozy mystery series. I think there might even be a Valentine's Day cozy mystery series, but I have never seen Thanksgiving. Even though it is the biggest travel day of the year, it is still not something people, I guess, want to write about. It's just something people want to eat turkey about and watch football games. I personally will be watching the Hallmark Channel because football is kind of boring. But yeah, I will still be just as happy as all of the other people watching football games. But let's get into that list. All right, I have 10 for you. The first one is At Death's Door. This is number 3 in the Juniper Cove Cozy Mysteries. Now, I've actually never read these. These are by Karin Kaufman, and I believe the main person in this is Rachel, but the description starts out talking about Nora. So Nora hosts Thanksgiving at her house, and not only do one of the guests get murdered at the end of dinner, but there's also a rare, priceless artifact that goes missing. I don't know if it's Nora's artifact or it's somebody else. It sounds like it's Nora's artifact, which I don't have knickknacks because I'm a minimalist, so this would actually never happen to me. Okay, maybe the dead guest. No, not even, because I am too lazy to also host Thanksgiving. I've seen my mom do it. It's a lot of work. Anyways, I digress. It looks cute, so she ends up asking her friend Rachel to help out, and I guess Rachel is dating the town sheriff, but it says in here, or the chief of police, but somehow things go awry in their relationship, so she ends up having to solve this all by herself. The next 2 Thanksgiving books are from Leslie Meier, and they're from the Lucy Stone Mysteries. Now, the first one is book number 7. It is Turkey Day Murder. So all of these books take place in Maine. The main character has 4 children, and she's preparing Thanksgiving. And somehow, it doesn't say if it's at her house or just at some point in time, somewhere in town, one of the Native American activists ends up dead with a traditional ceremonial war weapon right next to him that I guess has bashed him in the head. And so she is trying to figure out who the real killer is. Now that is book number 7. If we fast forward, book number 24 in the Lucy Stone series by Leslie Meier is Turkey Trot Murder. And in this one, it says all of her 4 kids are gone. They're not home. So obviously somewhere between book 7 and 24, they all grew up, I guess, and moved away. And in this one, there is a turkey trot, which is a 5K, which I don't know if you do 5Ks. I always thought if they made a 3K, I could totally do a 3K, but they've never done a 3K because it's kind of like how I had to pick 10 books for today. 3K sounds weird, but 5K sounds normal, or even 10K sounds normal, but that is even way too long for me. I for sure will not be doing any of that on Thanksgiving, even though it does sound like a good idea. You could run and then you'd burn off all the calories that you're going to eat later, but yeah, I'm just gonna skip that. So anyways, back to this book. So Turkey Trot Murder is about a girl who ends up dead in a lake, and she's been drowned or face down, or maybe it's a heroin overdose because they put heroin into this book, which was kind of odd because when I think of cozy mysteries, I usually don't think of drug usage. However, this is book 24 in her series, so possibly she was like, I need to throw something in there to make this a little more interesting. But this woman who is drowned is the daughter of a super wealthy guy in town who is remarried to a woman that's the same age as her, the dead daughter. So that is the turkey trot murder. The next one is Raspberry Danish Murder. This is number 22 in the Hannah Swenson mysteries from Joanne Fluke. And I am a huge fan of the Hallmark Murder She Baked mysteries, where Hannah is single and she ends up marrying the cop. But in this one, it says she's married to Ross, but he has since disappeared. I'm not even sure who that is because I haven't kept up with these books since I think like book 3 or 4. But anyways, she is making Thanksgiving dinner, which I guess she doesn't even care that her husband's missing. She's like, whatever. Anyways, her husband's friend has been driving his car and he ends up murdered. So she thinks it might be connected to his disappearance. She's not really sure, but the way the description made it sound, she was just like, whatever, this guy is like missing and gone. But maybe because I haven't read the other like books in between book 5 and 21, I'm not really sure what's going on, which is fair to say, but it is a Thanksgiving cozy mystery. The next one is Turkey Pies and Alibis. This is number 5 in the Sweet Fern Harbor mysteries from Wendy Meadows. It just had a really cute cover, and I love bed and breakfast cozy mysteries. So the main person in this cozy mystery is Brenda, and she owns a cute bed and breakfast. She's been inviting her dad to come visit. He's been ignoring her. She really hopes he comes for the wedding. She's about to marry the local detective, and so he does decide to show up, even though he does not approve of her marrying a detective. For some reason, he doesn't think that's like good enough for her, which is odd because detective is actually very hard to achieve in the police force. But anyways, he shows up unannounced and her bed and breakfast has already been fully booked because it's obviously the holidays. And so she sends this couple over to another hotel that she's going to pay for, I guess, because she's worried if she sends her dad to the hotel, he'll disappear. And then on top of that, for some reason, her number one goal, according to the description, is to win the Thanksgiving parade float. I don't know. I guess this just came out of nowhere. She wants to work on her relationship with the dad. She wants to win the parade float. She, I guess, doesn't want to really make customers happy. And then on top of that, she finds a dead body and her dad somehow is the main suspect, which is kind of odd because her dad just came into town. But her husband, who is the detective, is working on the murder mystery. And so she feels like she needs to clear it up so that they can get married, which doesn't sound like the wedding is anytime soon. I'm a little confused. This is sometimes what happens when you jump into the middle of a series. However, the cover is cute enough that we should all just give it a try. The next one is Deadly Thanksgiving by Maureen Fisher, and this is number 2 in a Senior Sleuth Mysteries. Now, this is a Canadian Thanksgiving, which if you're not familiar with it, occurs one whole month prior to U.S. Thanksgiving. In fact, it's like a month and a half. It's like, I don't know, it's a random date in October. It's definitely not November, and they don't have Black Friday. They have instead Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. But let's get back to the story. It sounds like they're old, but they kind of sound like they get around. So there is a stagecoach of all these geriatric senior citizens coming to stay at the ranch. And when they open up the coach, I don't know if this is like the 1850s or something, but there is a dead body in there. And for whatever reason, everybody inside there is like, I didn't do it, which I was thinking, like, if this is like an old-timey kind of thing, like, how could you not see who killed the person in the coach? But anyways, I digress. It still had a cute cover. I know, I'm totally taken in by cute covers. Anyways, I thought these were like senior grandmas. That's what it sounds like. However, one of the sisters, her ex-boyfriend, who is a Mountie, comes back into town to chat things out, which Mounties are, I guess, like police officers in Canada. They're kind of like a constable. They're on horses because, again, I think, is this the 1850s? I'm not really sure if this is historical. I'm not sure. But going back to the story, there is a mechanical bull that malfunctions in town. So then I was like, is this not a historical? Is this like a recent thing? And maybe they just call all of the police officers in Canada Mounties, whether or not they were on a horse or not. So her and the Mountie go about trying to solve the murder of whoever was in the carriage because she's worried about her ranch going under because it sounds like they're very close to foreclosure. They need some good ratings. And if they can't solve this murder, they probably won't get any. The next book is The Thanksgiving Trip by Kathi Daley, and this is number 5 in the Tess and Tilly Cozy Mysteries. Now, Tess is a mail carrier, and Tilly is her dog, so they decide to take a trip out to the mountains for Thanksgiving, and this is the mountainous areas where her dad was last seen fishing and hunting, I guess by himself, and then he ends up dying in a car accident in his truck, but she has some suspicions about it, so she is actually out there to investigate and kind of figure out where he went. The next one is Murder, She Wrote. So this is book number 32 in the Jessica Fletcher series. And obviously these are, I believe, just like the TV show. I've only read one of them so far, and that was for book club. So this one is, they're by a man, which I was surprised because they're not like overly gross. Like usually male books always have like weird body fluids like phlegm and vomit and like all that stuff that they describe in like large detail, but this one wasn't bad. It didn't really do that. So anyways, this one is where Jessica Fletcher hosts Thanksgiving at her house, and then she finds a guy with a big carving knife in his chest. The next one is Roast Turkey and a Murder. This is number 7 in the Rainy Day Cozy Mysteries by Kathleen Suzette. Now, in this one, the main character is volunteering to help set up the community Thanksgiving for, it sounds like, their small town, but they end up finding a dead body. However, it says they're still determined to make the turkey and I guess solve the mystery. And at the same time, it said not to worry, but the main character's romance relationship with Cade will still be going strong, which, it's book 7. I haven't read the first 6. Maybe you haven't either, but there will be some romance inside of this Thanksgiving cozy mystery. The last one is the Thursday Turkey Murder by Craig Rice. Now, this is number 2 in the Bingo Riggs and Handsome Cusack mysteries, and it's from 2017, so I don't think he's going to write any more in this series, but it looked like it was kind of funny. It's about these two, it says con artist photographers, because they take pictures of tourists in New York and Times Square and then sell them to them, which doesn't really seem like a con to me. It seems like a legitimate thing. But anyways, they are doing a road trip from New York all the way to LA. They get stuck in Iowa and then run into this woman who owns, I guess, a turkey farm. And so they're trying to run some kind of scam on that. But then there's a bank robbery they get tangled up in. And it sounds like it's just supposed to be like a funny comedy Thanksgiving kind of mystery book. So that is it for all of the 10 cozy mysteries. And like I mentioned, the 10th one wasn't maybe cozy-ish, it just looked kind of funny, so I just threw it in there. All right, I hope everyone is having a fabulous week. You have some fun plans for Thanksgiving, even if you're spending it with yourself. I know I will be watching the Hallmark Channel, and it will be lovely, and I will also be having tons of ice cream and lots of pumpkin cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, which I will be stocking up on the day before. And then I will be shopping online for Black Friday because I am not crazy enough to try to go to the mall. So those are my plans. Let me know below what your plans are, and I will talk to you all later. And thanks you to all of our amazing Cozy Escape VIP patrons and BFF patrons. I put them all up here on the right and the left. Actually, Courtney made this fancy thing. And that's it. So we hope we can see you at one of the future book clubs or at one of the future VIP live streams. All right. Bye.